The trick to creating fantastic content as an expert comes down to your ability to be able to use what I call the zooming in and zooming out principle. Hi everyone, I'm Owen Fitzpatrick. I am a psychologist that helps people to improve the way in which they influence themselves and the way in which they influence other people so that they could start to be more effective and happier in terms of life. Delighted you're joining me for this video. If you like, you can hit subscribe, and by doing so, you'll get lots more amazing content all about psychology, neuroscience, and how to be able to apply some of the science out there to make your life better, your communication better, your business better, pretty much everything better. Well, not everything, but most things. Anyway, in this video, I want to share with you what is most important from the perspective of an expert. What are the most important things you need to do in order for you to create fantastic content? So how do you generate incredible content? And so one of the best things to keep in mind is what I call the zooming in and zooming out principle. This is basically a way to look at content which is very different to what a lot of people talk about, but it's a way to look at content that allows you to generate lots of content on an ongoing basis. Now, the way it works is like this. What you do is you understand your own brand, your own expertise. What is it that you do better than anybody? What is it that you do really, really well? Now, once you get clear on that, that is your core place. That's your core idea. That's your core message. And when I say zooming in and out, here's what I mean. When you zoom out, you can realize how that one core message can apply to lots of different areas. In other words, when you zoom out, you can see that, let's say, influence, from my point of view, influence can be, well, you can influence yourself, you can influence other people, you can influence audiences, and not only that, but you can also influence people in terms of audiences to be able to sell better, you can influence people to inspire them, you can influence people to motivate them, you can influence people to exercise more, you can influence people to eat healthy. There's all different ways that you can apply this. So when you zoom out, you see all the different ways that your core message of influence can apply to lots more people. Now, then when you zoom in, what you can do is you can start to look at what influence is made up of. So what are the principles of influence, right? What are the hows behind influence? What are the skill sets of influence? What's the mindset of influence? So the more in you go, the more you go to breaking down the skill set, the expertise that you have, and explaining the different aspects of it. Whereas when you zoom out, you look at all the different ways that this particular skill set can empower you or change your life. Let's take another one, NLP. If you're specializing in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, then once again, we can zoom out and we can look at, right, you could do a blog post or a video or a podcast on how NLP can help you to be more motivated to exercise, how NLP can help you nail an interview, how NLP can help you overcome a fear. So by zooming out, you see all the ways that NLP can help you. But you can also zoom in and you can go, okay, so what's inside of NLP? Well, there's what we call Modalities, which is a way of describing how we make images in our mind and the qualities of those images, or the qualities of the sounds, or the qualities of the feelings. There could be anchoring, which is your ability to be able to create triggers for certain emotions. There could be the meta model, which is a set of questions that allow us to challenge certain limiting beliefs, open up and get more specific and clear information. So you can deep dive into doing something on the meta model, doing something on Modalities, doing something on anchoring, right? And then you can also zoom in and out on that. So you can go into the meta model, and then you can go, how do you apply the meta model to business conversations, right? With this, you have an immense array of different content. To me, it's so powerful. The zooming in and out principle is a game changer, because once you know what's the core thing that you stand for, what's your core shtick, your core message, then you can zoom out and go, what are all the ways we can apply this to the world? And then we can go deep in and go, what are all the components to this? And then once again, once you get into the components, you can start going, how can we apply the different components to the different areas of our life? How can we start to make that work as well? One of the most vital things of all when you're doing this is to be able to get into the habit of generating all of that content on a document so that you have a whole list of it. And once you do that, then start to play around with the titles. You know, you've got the why this works better than that, or how this works, or the 3 steps or 7 steps. You can do what we call listicles, right? You can go how to make sure that this happens. There's all sorts of different ways to label it. But in essence, the first thing you want to do is zoom in and out and generate as much and brainstorm as much content as you can of all the different topics that you could talk about. before you go to deciding on the titles, you can shortlist those. You can be selective with all of those different choices that you've made. And what you can do is you take the full list of brainstorm content that you've done through zooming in and out. And then what you do is you check in with your audience. What is it that they're most interested in knowing? What is it that they want to know more about? And once you do that, then you're in a position where you can start to deliberately generate the kind of thing that you want. Anyway, I hope this zooming in and out principle makes sense to you. I hope you can implement it to be able to create the kind of content you want. And please check out, I've got another video coming up very soon. I'm not going to tell you which one, but you should definitely watch all of them just to check out to see if I'm revealing secrets of the universe inside one of them. Thanks very much for listening. Please subscribe. Again, hit subscribe and like and comment in this video as long as it's nice. If you're a troll, just, there's lots of other channels you can go to where you'll wind people up a lot more than me. I'm kind of dead inside, so it won't work. Anyway, take care, be well, may the force continue to be with you, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.